Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we're going to try out the applications of the HCF by doing these aptitude numbers, the HCF and the LCM. So we're going to start with question 1. Question 1 is saying find the greatest number that will divide 43, 91 and 183. We have to find the greatest number that divides this. The greatest number is the same word for HCF or HCF. It is the same word. So let me calculate it for here. That is 43, 91 and 183. Let's start with what can divide them. We have this cannot be divided by 3, this by 3. We start with 2 can't divide them. 3 can't divide this, but 3 can divide this. So we have here 3 giving us 43, 91. When 3 divides this, this becomes 61. We also have 7. 5 can't, so we got 7. 7 can't divide this, but 7 can divide this to 13 and 61. The rest of these are prime numbers, so there is nothing else that can divide them. So when we see, what we see here is that there is actually no greatest common factor. So that means the only factor that can multiply all of them, that can divide all of them, is only 1. So the GCF stroke HCF is equals to 1, because there is actually nothing that can divide all these numbers. Are we together? So here our answer, we don't have the answer here, but the answer is supposed to be 1, though it was not put there. So question 2 is telling us the HCF of two numbers is 23. Are we together? The HCF, let me try to summarize it for you here. The HCF of two numbers is actually 23. Then they are saying the other two factors of their LCM is 13 and 14. Are we together? So the LCM, the two factors of the LCM, we have 13 and 14. That means there is one remaining. And then when we continue, they're saying the larger of the two numbers is, are we together? So the larger of these two numbers of the LCM. So first of all, we have to find the actual LCM. So the LCM here in this case will be these factors. Some of the factors we have 13 times 14 times now this HCF, because those are the remaining factors. The HCF is 23. Are we together? So what's the answer here? Let me calculate it here. 13 times 14 times 23. So the answer here of the LCM is 4186. Are we together? But let's look back to our question. They're saying, and the other two factors are 13 and 14. So they're saying the larger of these two factors is, so we are basically looking at the two factors of 13 and 14. They want to see the larger of the multiplication of actually these two factors. Are we together? So basically, if we get 13 times 14, what do we get as the answer? 13 times 14. Our answer is actually 182. So they want us to get factors of 182 that are actually there, that when we multiply them, we get the largest of these two factors. Are we together? So let's start. The first two factors that we can use, we can have 1 and 1 182. So 1 times 182 gives us that. Then we can have 2. 182 divided by 2. What do we get? Have 91. So we can have 2 and 91. Are we together? Then next we can have, can 3 work out? 182 divided by 3. It actually can't work out. Let's try 4. 4 can't work out. 5 can't. 6. 6 can't work out. Let's try out 7. Yes, we have 7 and 26. Is that all? Let's continue. We have 8. We have 9. We have 10. 10 can't work. 11 can't. 12. 12 can't. 13. Yes, we also have 13 and 14, which were actually our what? Which were actually our two factors that were using the 13 and the 14. So they are actually the larger of these two factors. All together. So now let's now label these factors. You can say. So what they actually want here is the, how can I express it, is the product of these two that will actually give us the highest. That when we multiply it with the HCF, it will actually give us the highest number. Are we together? So we get each of these products and we get each of these and multiply them by the HCF. Because here, because we are basing on the principle that the LCM is the HCF times these two factors, the 13 and the 14. But they want a product of either this or this that will give us the highest. So we start with the first one, which is 23 times 14. What do we get? And then the second one, the first factor, and then the second factor will be 23 times 13. So let's start 23 times 14 to give us 3, 2, 2, and 23 times 13 to give us 2, 9, 9. So the highest is 3, 2, 2. So our answer here will be C, which is 3, 2, 2. Then let's go to our next question. Our next question is actually telling us, let's try to follow it from here. They are telling us that 6 balls commence tolling together, and the toll intervals is, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. It's what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to work it out here very fast for us so that we could actually follow. So they're actually telling us these seconds, these are all seconds respectively. In 30 minutes, how many times do they toll together? So the times they toll together, that is the lowest common multiple. That is the time at which all of them toil together. So we can start with the first one by 2. By 2, it will be, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By 2, have 1, 1, 3, 2, 5. 2, have 1, 1, 3, 1, 5. We had forgotten something here. 2 here is 6. By 2 here is 3. 3. So by 3, this is 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5, 1. 3 divides all of them. Then by 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So our LCM at which they total together, it will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. I've taken a lot of time, so it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. The answer is 120 seconds. So at 120 seconds, that's when they actually total together. So the question here is telling us in 30 minutes, how many times do they total together? So 120 seconds to minutes, if 1 minute equals to 60 seconds, that means 120 seconds will be equal to x. So we cross multiply, it will be 60x equals to 120 divided by 60 divided by 60, 1, 2, 1, 1. So x will be equal actually to, these are 2 minutes. So after every 2 minutes, that interval there, the bell actually does what? Rings. So that means in 30 minutes. The question is asking us in how many, in 30 minutes, how many times do they total together? So let's find the interval. That means the interval that they used to total together will actually be 30 divided by 2. So it means it will follow an interval of 15 minutes. Are we together? But then when we want to get the number of times, remember if this is a clock coming like this, these are the intervals, the 15 minutes. But if you want to get the number of times, you also have to add this one here, that where it starts from. So to get the number of times will actually be 15 plus 1, which will be going to 16 times. So our answer here will actually be D, which will be 16 times. Thank you.